Okay, it's really, really, really rainy, okay? So if this thing is cutting out, y'all gotta let me know, okay? Um, we're just gonna go ahead and continue the stream because we were talking about some important topics. We were talking about um, when you're in a relationship with someone and when you're in sober with your partner, okay? So I want to continue on talking about this because I think it's an important topic, and hopefully one day if I can get my husband to not be shy and come on here and do a video with me and we can both talk about it and you can hear it straight from him, how he feels. You guys, honestly, it would have been a lot easier for me to get sober on my own, you know, to had sweet. I need a camera so bad. So bad. Okay. Hold on, guys.
I just went when I jumped off the top of the roof and then I was right here.
I know. You're so good at that, Nate.
Robot.
Yeah.
Wait, Mom.
Hey, Straight Talking. Thanks. Everybody gets back and then we'll start back on our conversation. Hey, buddy. Slide over to that side of the bed so you're not in the frame, okay?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, your little legs are. I don't want anybody to see you. Stand over there. I love you. It's not because you're not wonderful. It's because
I'm stupid.
No, it's because we have trolls on the channel and I want to protect you.
Why would you say in front of the now film there?
All right, sorry. So, it's a lot easier to get sober on your own, you guys. It really is. Instead of having a partner to get sober with. Hey, Bill. In fact, I'm fixing to go downstairs into the computer room where it's a lot lighter. Just gotta do my mascara, and then we're gonna continue talking about, getting sober with your partner and how it's hard, you guys. It really is, because you don't know if the other person is in it to win it like you are, right? Like, that was what was so hard for me, is the fear of knowing whether Neil was in it to win it, whether he was going to stay the course with me, right? Hey, Misty, it's okay. Welcome to the live stream, girl. I just cut off one stream and came back onto this one because I was getting phone call after phone call after phone call in the middle of the streams, and I hate when it does that. So be aware, you guys.
Mom?
Yes, baby.
Can I have a snack?
Yes. Be aware if you're in the if my phone rings, that's gonna blow your eardrum out if you have earphones in. Okay, let me go downstairs and make this little booger butt something to eat.
You call me shit.
Shh.
I said.
I will. Nathaniel, listen to me right now. Stop. Okay, let me get out of here. All right, taking y'all with. We're going to go in the computer room where the light is really good and we could sit and chat and I don't have to worry about what I'm saying. Because I have been trying to work on keeping my little boy out of the streams just because I don't need no drama. So, I vacuumed the whole house today, y'all. I did a lot of chores today. Vacuumed and did laundry and everything else. Because we had to get ready for the school week. So I wanted to make sure Nate had all kinds of clean clothes. Okay, that's just a piano. All right, so there we go. Look at that highlight, y'all. See that? Bam. Okay. You shook by my makeup look, baby? You shook by my makeup look? Yeah, he started kindergarten Monday. So it's been really good, you guys. Like, he actually is, like, really adjusting well. It's so funny to see how much he is, like, his daddy and me. But he's like his dad, where he's like kind of shy and stuff if he doesn't know people. And then he's like me, where he'll just say stuff. You know what I mean? So, anyway, Sarah brought up a good question earlier about getting sober with your partner. Like, if you and your partner are both in active addiction. And I kind of wanted to just share with you guys, like, if you're in a relationship with someone and you're both using together, be very careful, okay? Because it's hard to get sober it's hard to get both people on the same wavelength, okay? Like, for instance, when I wanted to get sober, Neil didn't want to get sober. And when I didn't want to get sober, he wanted to get sober, you know? And so it was like a tug of war all the time. Now, when we had my little boy, that's what really threw us into changing our lives. And I'm lucky that, you know, Neil changed when we had my son. Because I know a lot of men who stay out there getting high and leave their wife or their girlfriend to take care of the kid, you know. It's not easy when you're trying to get sober with someone else. There's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of like worrying. There's a lot of fear. And that's what I had to learn. I had to learn that, you know, I can't control his actions. And even though I'm afraid, right? Yeah, it is. Even though I'm afraid that he could slip and fall back, that I have to start trusting that that's not what he's going to do, right? Because for the longest time, I didn't trust Neil at all. And all I tried to do was fix, manage, and control him. And like run his life for him, right? And what that was doing was that was making him not want to be around me. Because here I am acting like I'm his mom and not his wife, you know? And that's one thing that if you ladies are in a relationship with a man who's also in recovery, like you got to back off and you got to let them find their own way. Because a man don't like being told, right? Especially when it comes to this like recovery stuff. Neil is very like, he hears what I'm saying. He watches my videos. He's front and center in the class. Okay, guys? Yeah, I'm so sorry, Misty. That breaks my heart. But you know what? All you can do is keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully he will see the change in you and get inspired to change. You know, I was so afraid that that's what was going to happen with Neil. You guys don't understand. I knew that if my husband was going to keep doing what he was doing, I was going to have to leave, you know. And I've never been away from him in 7.5 years. The only time I've been away from him was when he went to treatment for 2 weeks. And then he left and came home. And I'm really codependent on my husband. And I'm learning to be my own person, which has been a whole journey for me. Like this, having a YouTube channel is like a way for me to be my own person, right? Because for so long, it was just Neil and Nicole, you know, and then Nate came around and it was Neil, Nicole, and Nate. There's Nate. There's Nicole, Nate's mom. There's Neil and Nate, you know, and now that he has, so what it took, I think, because it took a couple of slips for Neil to get serious. It took about 3 good relapses for him to say, I don't want to do this anymore. My husband is very logical thinking, okay? And the way he learns is by doing something over and doing something more than once to like test the waters. Like he's going to experiment every way that he can to see if he can do that thing without having consequences, right? And so the first relapse that he had was about 2 years after we got sober, okay? He went 2 years straight without ever getting relapsing. And then 2 years after we got sober, he was at work, and I don't know if somebody had Xanaxes at his job. That's what I think it was. One of his employees had Xanaxes, right? And they offered one to him. He had overheard them talking about pills, and they offered him one. And so he took it. And that was the minute that I realized, like, he can't, when you're around that kind of stuff, even me, you guys, I have never been around pills since I've been sober, except for one time. It's hard to say, oh yeah, when I'm around drugs, I'm going to say no, right? Well, Cindy, it wasn't his friend. He's the manager of this job that he works at, and it was one of his employees. And so, you know, Neil's always been like the kind of like cool manager that everybody like goes to if they have a problem, because he's really easy to talk to, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So after he took that Xanax, what happened was it turned on this in his brain, and he went on a spree. He left his job and went and got cocaine. And that's when I realized that there was like $600 missing out of our bank account. And you guys, I freaked out. I called my sponsor and I was like, what do I do? And she was like, well, if he comes to the house, you need to tell him he can't stay there. And so he came to the house. And you guys got to understand something. This house is his mom's house. And this is before we got married too. So he's coming in here and I'm telling him he's got to get off this property. I'm going to call the police, right? And because I don't want my son to ever see anything like that. So luckily for me, he respected me and he left and he went over to his mom's house, you know, and that's one thing I'll tell you, like, Neil loves our son so much. He doesn't want to hurt Nate, you know, but the minute he took that one Xanax, it took him off to the races, you guys. So when I found out he had taken all the money out of the bank account, I went up to the bank, I shut off his card or how he could get money out, and I opened up a savings account that day because my sponsor was like, you need to have something to fall back on, right? And so that started the rocky road for Neil's recovery. And so after that day, he got right back on track in about 2 days, right? And he got right back on track. He almost lost his job, you guys. Like, it was a huge deal. And I thought, that's it. He's never going to do that again. He realizes the error of his ways, right? Well, then hey, babe. Then he got transferred to a different place here, a different job. And he was at his job, and somebody brought in some carts from outside. And in one of the carts, you guys, there was a prescription bag with a bottle of Xanax or Klonopin or some kind of benzo. What are the chances? What are the chances? That's when I knew, when that happened, I knew that the devil was waging a war against my family, and that I had to start praying over my son and my husband every single day, because there was signs. That was not the only time, Cindy. That was the first time. Then about 3 months passed by, 4 months maybe, and he was at work one day, and somebody lost their wallet. And Neil found the wallet, opened it up, and guess what was inside the wallet? 3 Xanax bars. I was freaking out. I was like, all of my years of active addiction, I've never found anything on the ground. I've never found anything, right? And so I know what you guys are thinking. Y'all are going, Nicole, that's lies. That's lies, right? You guys, I thought the same thing. And I still sometimes question it. But then, there is no other way to explain it. The only reason I believe the wallet is because Neil brought the wallet home and showed me. He was like, I swear I'm not lying, right? And I was like, okay. And that's when I knew, like, man, you are being tested. The devil and addiction is coming against you because it wants to take you out. Because that's the thing, you guys. It's like when our addiction is like we have the flesh part of us and then the part of us that's in recovery, like the good part, and it's like a battle against good and evil. And I don't care about what nobody says. Like, I truly believe that. And that was the last time that anything ever happened like that again. But I'm telling you, like, now sometimes I go in the bathroom and Neil will be in the shower and I'll hear him in there praying. And what he does is he prays every day before he goes to his job, and he asks God to help him and guide him and, help him to stay strong. But I'm telling you, like, I had to back off, man. You guys, I was always questioning him, and I was always accusing him, and I was always angry, and I was always trying to control him. And I'm telling you, like, when I backed off and I stopped doing that stuff, like, it's gotten so much better. He comes home every day on his lunch break, and he comes and eats with me and Nate. He answers the phone when I call. He texts me back. Like, I know that he wants sobriety now. For a long time, I didn't know if that's what he wanted. So that the last time that happened was in November. So in February, November, December, January, 3 months went by, and I was feeling really good about our relationship. So in February, we decided to go get married finally. And we went to get married February 20th of 2019, and we're officially husband and wife now. And but for a long time, I wouldn't marry Neil because I was so afraid, and I was letting my fear take over and run my life. Now, of course, I don't want anything like that to happen. Hey, what's up, baby? Hey, Big Easy. I don't want him to relapse, and I know he doesn't want me to relapse, right? But, like, we can handle anything that comes against us now because we are unified now. When I went over to my friend's house who was high the other day, I didn't come home and lie to Neil. I came straight home and told him, hey, this is what happened. And I sat down and I talked to him about it. And I told him, like, I don't even want to use. I didn't even want to get high. Like, it was such a deterrent to see her like that. It was like a slap in the face of how crazy I looked. And I even asked him, I said, did you think I was going to go over there and get high or relapse? And he was like, no, I didn't think you would. And I'm like, I know, I wasn't going to, but it was like, we talked about it. And then, when she asked me to bring her cigarettes, I said something to Neil about it. And he was like, I don't think you should. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I decided not to go. Right. And then the next morning when we woke up, he goes, I'm really glad that you didn't go over there. Like, thank you for not going over there. And he's right. Like, I don't have any business going over there. Right. We all know what it's like when we're active addicts. You can't help somebody unless they're ready to get help. And then the response I got today from her was just like, I'm fine. Like, no big deal. Right. Hey, Katie. What's up, girl? Yeah. So I called her today and she was just like, I'm fine. Right. So that just shows me, like, nothing that happened over this weekend even made a difference to her. It's like not a big deal to her. It's sad. It's sad. And I can't put my family and my life in jeopardy to help somebody who don't even give a damn. It's so damn sad, you guys. So, it just got done raining here. But if you are in a relationship with someone and you guys get sober together, like, it can be done. You can stay sober together. You can do the right thing. But it's going to take a lot of work, Like, I'm not so big-headed that I think that, like, I'm carrying me and Neil, because I'm not. When we got my son taken away, I I went into, I got to get my life together mode. And I didn't stop. Like, when something like that happens to me, just like when I got locked up in prison, I mean, y'all, when stuff like that happens, I get busy and I don't stop until I accomplish what I need to accomplish. And so when my son got taken away from me, I was not going to stop until I got my kid back, you know? And then having him back is just even more of a deterrent that keeps me away from wanting to get high, you know? I tried and ended up screwing up every time we got back together. Yeah. See? And so that is the experience that most people have, is that they get together, one person is serious and the other person is not, you know, and the other person drags the serious person down with him, you know? And I'm going to tell you guys, like, I sat down with Neil and we had a fucking come to Jesus meeting, you know? Like, listen, I'm serious. I don't want to live my life like that no more. I love my son. I don't want to lose him. If you are on the same page with me and you love our son like I love our son, then you're not going to go out and do no bullshit, you know? And that's just how it has to be. And that's what we had to come together. We had to both come to that point. But, like, I couldn't push him and make him get to the point where I was at. I had to wait for him to catch up to where I was at, you know? And but I love my husband, and I wanted to wait for him. I wanted to catch up, right? But it's like little things were happening that I was like, if anything else happens, I'm going to have to. If anything else happens, I'm going to have to go, right? Because protecting my kid and making sure he's safe is my number one priority, you know? And so the whole time we were going through our struggles, you guys, I was like talking to my mom and making sure that I talked to his mom and making sure that I stayed connected to my support network in case I did have to jump ship, you know? But I love Neil. I will stay with him and work with him and help him for the rest of my life as long as he's putting in effort too, you know? Oh, wow. Really? That's awesome, Big Easy. But as long as Neil's putting in the effort, I will help him with anything he needs help with. And as long as he is doing his part as a husband, I'm going to put in my work too, you know, and we work together. I try really hard to make sure that I'm doing everything I can so that way all he has to do is go to work, come home, you know, and make sure he's the financial breadwinner and I'm just the support, right? It's kind of like when you have a house, right? Neil is the house, but I'm those support beams that are helping hold that house up, you know, and that's how it is when you're in a relationship. Like, you have to, one of the persons is like the person who runs it and the other person is cheering that person on, you know. I'm really fortunate. Neil's really smart. He's got a really great education. He went to college. He graduated. He got his master's degree. You know, I didn't do any of those things. I was strung out on dope. You know, maybe one day, but not now. We need our time apart. Yeah. And you know what? Like, you stay apart from him while you're getting yourself strong and you're working on you, you know? At the time, yes, my little boy was my angel, and he saved me from myself. That is the truth. If it wasn't for my son being born, I wouldn't be sober. Neither we would still be out there in them streets. I just know it. I know it. Because we didn't have anything else to live for. Hey Liz, what's up, girl? Me and Neil both were just lost, and when we had our son, it was a wake-up call. He really helped change our lives, you know. But that's the thing, you guys, like, I don't recommend anybody get pregnant to try and change your life. Like, me and Neil, when we got pregnant, it was absolutely out of nowhere. Like, it was so out of nowhere that I was freaking out. Like, I remember the day his dad said, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No." Hey, Liz. And I was like, "No, I'm not pregnant." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And then I went and I got a pregnancy test, and I was pregnant. His dad passed away, you guys know that, 2 years ago. And I swear to God, his dad was psychic, because he would say stuff like that and then it would be true. And you guys, I was so skinny. I was like, I wasn't showing, right? Like, he just knew I was pregnant. And then what made our pregnancy so much more amazing was that Neil is the only guy in his family. So if he didn't have a son, then the Pludre name, wouldn't go further, right? But Neil had a son, and now, the Pludre name will get carried on. And so it was just, when we got pregnant, it was like tragic, because everybody was like, how are they going to do this? They're going to ruin this child's life, because we were drug addicts, right? But it's like a huge happy ending, because we got our lives together, and now, like, you guys, we are like the bomb. And just so y'all know, thanks, Liz. Love you, girl. I signed up for PTA, you guys, Parent Teacher Association. Can you believe it? I'm going to be a PTA mom. I was watching some YouTube videos last night of mother-son dances, and I was showing Nate, and I was like, this is going to be you and me. We're going to have our own little dance when you get older. Yeah, I'm going to help with everything, you guys. I'm super excited. But anyway, if you're in a relationship, you can get sober together. You can do it. You can do it. Okay? You both just have to put in the work. One person can't pull the other one, okay? You have to do it together. So I also wanted to go over and let you guys know what my goals are for this week, because I do this in my Patreon. So if any of you girls want to come over and join Patreon, you can. But I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about some goals too. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to go out to eat all the time. Well, this past month, my husband gets paid at the first of every month, and he only gets paid one time. So at the first of every month, he gets paid. Well, this month, I had set a goal for myself to not go out to eat, right? Because I was spending so much money on like fast food and stuff. So I think we as a family went out to eat to Chipotle once. And then I think we got pizza one time from Little Caesars, like those $5 pizzas. But I have done so well. So with that goal, I want to carry that goal into this next month with not eating fast food, buying food from the grocery store. So that's my first goal. Okay? My second goal is to keep on documenting my binges. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a really bad problem with binge eating at night. Okay, and so I've been doing really good, but what I've been doing on the nights that I do binge is writing it down, so that way I can talk to my doctor about it, right? Oh, I love Chipotle, girl. It's so good. I love it. So I want to work on that. And you guys, it's really hard for me to, it's serious, okay? Me too, Liz. Girl, and then when I drink milk at night and I eat a little cake or something, a little ho-ho or wham wham or zuzus, little Debbie's, I get so sick in the morning. So sick. My body does not like milk. Too much dairy, and I am not in a good place, okay? So I want to keep on staying on top of my food journal. Okay, I know you guys know that y'all saw that I food prepped. So I want to food prep again this week, which is where I make my meals ahead of time, right? Now that my little boy is in school, we did so good this week. So he got up on time every morning. He ate his breakfast. He didn't give me no back talk. And it was a good, fresh start to the new school year. So I want to continue that into this next week with the going to sleep by 8 o'clock, because he has to wake up super early, and making sure that we have our breakfast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scramble some eggs with some ham and some cheese, and I'm going to prep out little little containers for him. So all I have to do is go grab him a little bowl of eggs, heat it up, and then take it to him, and he can eat that. And then I get dressed and get in the shower, and I always give him his baths the night before he goes into school, so that way he's clean when he wakes up. Yes, and that has helped me to not go out to eat so much because of that prepping. Crock pot dump meals are my favorite way to prep dinners. I have a crock pot. I love them too. So I'm getting better, you guys. It's hard work, though, because I have had such bad, hey, Candy, I've had such bad habits surrounding food for so many years. And then being a drug addict, like, when I did eat, I'd be like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr," and then I wouldn't eat for, like, days, right? And so I'm really trying to work on that. Yes, slow and steady. And then my last and final goal, okay, is to, it's about my channel, of course. So I know that I upload a lot, right? I upload a lot of videos. I go live a lot, but I really want to start putting more effort and thought into the videos that I'm putting up on Wednesdays. So I don't know if you guys saw, but on my community tab, I posted a poll, okay? I posted a poll and I asked you guys, hey, I'm going to tell a story Wednesday about one of my sisters, okay? Michelle or Christine. And you guys have to vote on which sister you want to hear about, right? So go over there and vote on that community tab post. But I want to make sure that on Wednesdays I'm doing my story times and I'm sticking to it. Now, you guys know on Mondays we do Big Book Study, and on Fridays we do our Mara meeting. And so far, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. You guys are liking doing those meetings on Mondays and Fridays. So I'm going to keep doing them as long as you guys keep coming. And for the most part, like, I get a lot of really good feedback from you guys whenever we're doing anything really recovery related. And so I want to keep on just continuing on with that. But I do want to, like, let you guys get to know me more and tell you guys stories about my life on Wednesdays. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload. And then you guys know I might pop on in between those days too. So, night, Liz. Thanks, girl. Love you. Oh, yeah. Candy, I'm just uploading a pre-recorded story time on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Yeah, Candy's going to do a Mara meeting on her channel too, you guys, on Wednesday. So we'll all head over there. I'll put a reminder over here after I upload my story time, and we'll go over there together and do that Mara meeting on her channel. So it'll be fun. And that way, listen, you guys, if you're at home and you don't have a car to go to a meeting, like, you can come on YouTube and hang out with us, and we can all talk about recovery and chat with each other. And you guys can talk in the comments and sit here and listen to stories, and it'll be good. It'll be good. And also, I don't know about you guys, but it helps me. And Candy, you'll see, like, doesn't it help you whenever you can, like, do service and, like, do these meditations to stay on point? Because you know, you're like, I got to get on there because everybody is, I have people that I need to help. Yeah, it helps me too. And so it's like keeping yourself accountable, right? I almost stopped doing my channel because I was like, you know, people are picking at me, people don't like me, yada, 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 right? And then I was like, no, the people I'm here for are going to stay and be here for it, right? And the people that are just here to do drama and chaos, they will leave, right? It always happens, you guys. They always weed themselves out. Right? And so that's what I've learned. It's like I just have to sit back and keep doing what I'm doing. And the people who are not truly here for the right reason, they'll go. They'll weed themselves out. They always do. So, anyway, I love you guys. I just wanted to come on and chat with y'all. And if you guys have any other questions or you have topics of things that you want to talk about, let me know. Comment, message, DM me. Okay? I love love hearing from you guys. And I want to do videos that you guys want to see. All right? I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Big Book Study.